So I got some new parts in today, and this is the exhaust manifold that I got. It's kind of shit, and in this video I kind of want to get into why I bought new pieces, some of the pieces that I have here today. Oh, son of a bitch. Now, this eBay exhaust manifold has a couple problems. Nothing really visually, it's pretty good, but these welds here, you can't see it probably from that distance, but on the outside there's a noticeable gap, a little line between the fitting and the pipes here, and it doesn't really inspire much confidence, but it was $80. Now, the reason that I needed these parts that I'm about to talk about is because of a little accident. If you watch the interview with Saber, I mention it, but I didn't want to get into that in that video. So the reason I got these new parts is because I'll make it brief, but basically I was going up a street next to a fire department, and fire truck was pulling in, big wide turning radius, and I didn't see it in time because I was distracted by something, and long story short, they popped my headlight and my fender's just a little bit dented. So got these brand new, essentially the same thing as what I used to have, but instead of having an amber reflector right here, I have clear, which I've seen a lot of builds online and they look a lot cleaner. I like the look of these and I'm satisfied. Hopefully they don't leak. They're, you know, kind of cheap, but that's the beauty of the Civic, cheap car. One reason I believe that I crashed into that fire truck, did I mention it was a fire truck? I think I did. One reason I believe that I hit that fire truck was because of my brakes. Now my brakes, they function. They're not the best, they're not super tight. I think it's because it's old brake fluid and I need to do a bleed and replace the fluid in it. But also, I think it's because of the cables. The old car, about I think 25 years old by now. So apparently what these do is they tighten up the response of the brakes. I'll get into it later when I install it. But basically my brake response wasn't really there. Not only do I not really know how to drive too well yet, I've only been driving for a couple months, but also brakes are spongy. Another thing I wanted to tighten up on my car is these shifter bushings. So these go onto the front and the back of the link, what are they called, cables, on the shifter. So what these will do is they'll tighten up the slop of how it feels when I shift into different gears. And hopefully this will just add a little bit to my performance. It probably isn't going to do anything major, but I just thought I'd do it. Also, I hope that this thing is working and it sounds good. I just got this really kind of, it's not cheap, but it's not an expensive microphone. Oh hey, there's the fire truck. One of them was probably the one I hit, but it's just one that connects right up to my phone and uses the standard software that comes on this Galaxy, and hopefully it sounds fine. I don't have to do mastering too much, but it sounded pretty nice during the interview. So it should sound pretty nice now. So I haven't got this on video yet, but oh, come on, if it can focus. This is what happened to my car. Right here is where I hit the truck, and it looks like it just kind of fucked up my fender a little bit. So isn't a super big deal. Should be an easy fix. I could even just like hammer this with a mallet, to be honest. I don't think I'm gonna have to do anything super fancy, but it will look kind of ugly. But that's all. Could have been a lot worse, especially because it's such a big vehicle. Come on. There you go. Yeah. Anyways, that's just all I have to say about that. Real happy with my new parts that I got. They're just waiting to go into my car. I'm waiting on a brand new exhaust. I bought one from Yonaka, so this thing down here, hopefully you can hear that on the mic, but this thing, it doesn't, I think the filament inside the Cat is loose, or maybe some of the fittings. So I'm just gonna start with replacing the exhaust so that it sounds better, or at least the muffler will sound better. So yeah,